Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Wilton Report. And it's hard to believe I'm talking to you, and it's July. Incredible month. The year has flown by, but that means we're going to take a 6-month review of the Princeton real estate market, see what's happening, kind of really stick to the numbers. I got a lot of response from a previous episode where I said the market doesn't care, and I'm going to continue with that theme. The market does not care. It's strictly about the numbers. So we're really going to digest the numbers as to what's happened year to date in the market and why what's happening is happening. One big theme, which we'll talk about. So this is a 6-month review of Princeton only, and I think you'll find it very informative. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, take a moment to subscribe. For those of you who are listening to the audio podcast, obviously, please subscribe. And we're going to get to it. So again, having been in real estate locally for as long as I have, I get the following question: what is going on in the market? And what's funny is usually the people asking that question have no intention of buying or selling, but they live in their investment, and it's a very personal thing. So we're going to take some time and break it all down for you. So the first thing I will tell you is this: the number one issue, or the number one theme, however you want to look at it, problem, not if you're a seller, but if you're a buyer, is inventory. And it's been a theme for several years now, since COVID. I can't say we've come out of the other side of COVID, but things have definitely loosened up, with the exception of the number of homes for sale. So year to date in Princeton, the number of available homes for sale across the spectrum of the residential market is down 18% from 2021. 2021 was down from 2020, et cetera, et cetera. So we're really, from the perspective of available homes at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, there's not a lot to buy. Prices have escalated, so there's not a lot in the affordable segments. We'll talk about that in a little bit of detail. But so, the biggest thing I will tell you is that the number of homes for sale in Princeton is down nearly 20% year over year. And until that changes, this is not an interest rate driven market. This is an inventory driven market. And there's not a lot of it. And we'll talk about why this is not an interest rate driven market at the end of this broadcast. So the number of closed homes in Princeton, 10%. So there's 10% fewer closings that happened in Princeton year to date. So I guess if you're a real estate broker, that's bad news, because obviously we get paid and commensurate with the successful closing of homes. But I think from the consumer perspective, 10% fewer people have been able to move into Princeton, at least from a purchase perspective, year to date. And it's not like the rental market's any easier. There's not a lot available for rent. So, that's the human factor of this, is that 10% fewer people are in the school district, in the home that they want, in the town that they want. And it's a big deal, because I have customers in that situation today. The value of homes sold. So, not surprisingly, if there's fewer homes for sale and fewer homes closing, last year through June, we closed about $195 million worth of residential real estate in Princeton. This year, it's down rather precipitously to $176 million. Home values are not going down. As a matter of fact, they're going up. So why is this happening? Because inventory is down 20%. So, you talk about a theme, an overriding theme. There's just simply not enough homes coming to the market in Princeton for people to buy. And there's a gazillion reasons why that's happening, but it is a problem. So let's talk average sale price. This is for the entire residential market. This is single family, condo, townhouse, duplex. This is everything. So if you throw everything into a bucket, right, this is the average sale price we're talking about. And again, the basic economic theory of supply goes down, prices go up, obviously holding true here in Princeton. Last year, the average sale price was $1.189 million. This year, it's $1.195 million just to get in the door of Princeton. That's everything thrown in: single family, condo, townhouse, duplex. Rather incredible number. Again, most people theoretically are not going to plop down $1 million to buy. They'll take a mortgage out, but still, it's a very, very, very big number. So this is an important number for buyers. List to sale price ratio. So for buyers out there right now that are making offers less than the asking price, you're never going to get a home, like ever, in this market environment. So last year, sellers got 103.5% of their asking price. This year, it has slipped a smidge, 0.6% to 102.8. Why is that? Well, the average sale price went up almost, 6%. So, if you're bidding less than 102% of the asking price and you're wondering why you're not getting the bid accepted, this is the math. And again, subjective to the neighborhood, the house, the street, the whole thing. But these are broad brush numbers. So if you're a buyer and you're listening to this broadcast and you're bidding less than 102% of the asking price, you're going to be left short pretty consistently. It just is what it is. The market is what the market is. So looking at this single family, and this is like, even having been doing this a long time, the average sale price for single families in Princeton, it's really incredible number. So if I wanted to buy a single family house in Princeton, on average, what am I spending? Last year, $1.314 million. This year, $1.398 million. So year to date, through June, single-family home prices are up 6.3% on average. It's incredible. Happy for the sellers. It's heartbreaking for buyers that are struggling to get into this market. But overall, those are the numbers. This is the average sale price for condo, duplexes, and townhouses. So again, this number's down 6%. So I was like, oh my God, why is that? Because last year, several large townhouses and condos sold in Palmer Square. This year they haven't because they're basically sold out. That's going to bring the number down. When you look at the median, it's 726 versus 725. So the numbers haven't really shifted. You just don't have a couple of big townhouse sales this year like you did last year in the basically $2 million range, which would have skewed the numbers. So prices are not falling. Don't kid yourself. It's just a cut last year. We popped a couple of big ones in the market. And this year there isn't the available inventory to do that. So days on market, single family, incredible. And again, this is the whole market. So this is a $4 million house. This is a single family house for under $1 million, right? That, you're going to knock down and builders are going to buy it, et cetera, et cetera. This is the whole thing. Condos in Palmer Square. Single family, I should say. Last year, it was 62 days to sell. This year is down 27%. So the market, the speed of the market has accelerated 27%. Now, I will tell you this. The majority of homes that I have sold year to date in the last 12 months, really the average days on market is about 6 or 7 days. And that's including the bidding process and the sellers coming to a decision point on the house. So days on market, condo, townhouse, duplex. So for those of you thinking the pricing is the bottom's falling out of that market based on the average sale price, it's not. As a matter of fact, condo, townhouses, and duplexes are selling 21% faster than last year. So last year it took 55 days on average. This year, 43 days on average. And again, keep in mind, there are some townhouses in Palmer Square that I would say have been for sale for years, right? So as those close and those numbers get absorbed into the market, statistically, they should screw things up. They're not. This is the most incredible number I think we deal with in this market environment. So again, the market doesn't care. The market doesn't care about interest rates in Princeton. Why? Well, last year, right, 98 deals were cash. This year, 121 deals. 150 have closed, basically, 148. So, 23% more people in 2022 are paying cash than last year. Why is that? Stock market, boomers, everything. So there's a lot of different reasons why that's happening. That being said, this is not an interest rate driven environment. So if you're thinking, the rates went up 2 points, housing prices in Princeton are coming down, two things. The market doesn't care, and it's not, at least not for that reason, right? So that's, I think, one of the more incredible numbers that I track in this. Couple of friends of mine are, Wall Street types, and they just find that number absolutely incredible. So, I'll leave you with this. That's a lot of data. Please, obviously, go back and reread it. If you want to reach out, you always can. We're always available. Two thoughts I'm going to leave you with. Real estate is local. So for those of you that are thinking of buying or selling in Princeton, Princeton is not California. Princeton is not Nevada. Princeton is not Florida. There's a lot of factors. And if you go back through our broadcasts and watch them, we talk about them. The number one factor, I will tell you, is jobs. And the jobs report is coming out like in 2 minutes. We'll see what that does today. But the number one employer in Mercer County is Princeton University. They're building a second campus. They're hiring more people. So from a perspective of local jobs, right, real estate is local. And if you're a faculty member, right, you can borrow money from the university at a favorable rate, which is awesome. Different levels apply. And number two, the market doesn't care. It doesn't care about what you heard from the news. It doesn't care about the guy at the gym that said, oh, the market, this, that. It doesn't care about your brother's friend's uncle who knew a guy who said something. The numbers are the numbers. That's the reality of buying and selling in the Princeton market. The numbers are the numbers. They tell the story versus stories that are not substantiated by numbers. So for those of you looking to buy, it's still going to be a tough environment. It can be done. We are doing it actually better than any other local broker. I will say that. And number two, for those of you looking to sell, it's an incredibly favorable time. Please allow yourself 4 to 6 weeks to prep, get your house ready for the market. The devil is in the details. So is the profit. And that's it. So thank you for tuning in today. Again, please subscribe on YouTube to the Wilton Report. We are on Instagram at JoshWilton71. So please feel free to check us out on any of the social media channels you would feel to subscribe to. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome day.